Hello, I'm Rosin. I'm excited to share that the GFizz Mega Revamp update is just around the corner. Here's a preview of what you can look forward to. This update refreshes many of the NPCs with new AI and cleanups, while adding a bunch of new NPCs to fill the sandbox. You'll also find new features to enjoy, and plenty of bug fixes to make your GFizz experience even better. Now, let's get to the changes. Many NPCs have received revamps or updates that make them so much better to interact with, enhancing their attacks and interactions for a much better experience. Expect higher quality behaviors or completely remade behaviors. We've also introduced a variety of new NPCs that will populate the world, adding more depth and life into your sandbox. The Hunter has received some changes in its AI and how it interacts with the world and other NPCs, as well as some improvements on the Flechette cannon, which now uses a volley system instead of a simple timer. Upon seeing a Strider Buster, the Hunter will play one of these three sounds. Then, it will instantly start shooting at the Strider Buster, and the volley will forever loop until he's either lost sight of the Strider Buster or the Buster is no more. The Hunter used to have an extremely dedicated system for following Striders, but this had many issues, such as not wanting to attack anything and not following the nearby Striders. This was simply replaced with a check to see if there are any Striders nearby. If there are, tag along by making every set destination call simply relocate the escort target that transformed that position plus escort offset. The Antlion NPCs have received completely new AI written from scratch based off the original 2013 Source Engine SDK code. They have completely new behaviors and changes that make them actually feel amazing to fight, instead of something that would barely follow and hit you. The Antlions have much better gliding checks now. If it cannot reach a specific path, it will always glide there no matter what, making it much harder to avoid them. After many months of people asking, we finally added the Antlion workers. This variant of Antlion can spit acid balls at you, making them much harder to survive. These Antlions are a lot easier to kill and will explode on death. The Antlions also have some much needed newer squad behavior. Now a leader Antlion will lead other Antlions, and every Antlion reserves a spot where the leader wants them to go. They will also reserve attacks for every different antlion, and whenever an antlion bumps into another antlion on the same squad, they will glide away in different directions. The Antlion Guard has also received a complete revamp of its AI, again based on the original 2013 Edit Source SDK guide. The Antlion Guard will always charge at you whenever it can. When it is charging, it will go extremely fast, but this comes at the cost of turning extremely slowly, and it can easily be dodged. The Antlion Guard will melee its target whenever it's close enough and will instantly kill any weak targets. The Bull Squids have gotten the revamp as well, but their code was remade using the original Half-Life SDK rather than the 2013 Source SDK. The Bull Squid spinning is more realistic and better. Every spitball group has one large one and two smaller ones. These spitballs are super wet and slimy and will cause burn damage from a 3 to 4 unit range. When no target is found, it will sniff until it can find a scent. Once the scent is found, it will slowly walk toward it and try to eat any food around it. Then it will eat away for around 30 seconds, or if a target is found, it will jump in fear and start attacking. If your health is over 50% of your max health and you're close enough, it will simply melee you. But if your health is under 50% of your max health, it will tail whip you and instantly kill you. The Stalkers are a completely new type of enemy, which is the product of extreme brutal synth engineering by the Columbine. A Stalker is a human who has been drastically altered both physically and mentally. When another member of its squad is attacked, the stalker will get aggravated and start using its laser eyes to kill anything that could have killed the other member. The Combine gunship has gotten some movement and attack changes. Instead of flying directly towards the target, it will fly around the target by either getting nearby air nodes around the target or choosing a random empty spot in the world near the target. The gunship's gun also shoots in bursts now instead of continuously. The Combine Strider has received a major IK/procedural movement improvement. Its feet will now stay on the floor instead of only adjusting their up and down position. The Strider's cannon attack has been slightly changed, with new effects that will displace visuals around it. G-Fizz now has an in-game console, which can be accessed by pressing the tilde key on your keyboard. It is advised to only use this feature on PC rather than VR, since there is no VR keyboard nor a way to open it in VR. The new console features stuff like convars for variables that can be changed in the console, as well as an autofill for the text box. The Shoot library now features lasers. These allow you to fire a hot beam that can burn NPCs and leave marks. The Tau Cannon has been revamped to utilize dynamic projectiles instead of a simple ray cast. Players must account for travel time and angles. Also, the weapon features much better new effects that will create an impressive blast upon impact, enhancing both the aesthetic experience and the thrill of using this iconic weapon. And Combine Thumpers are an object that acts sort of like the anti-sea bear circle from SpongeBob that makes antlions walk away when they're too close to the thumper. These devices emit powerful ground-penetrating pulses that instinctively repel antlions, creating safe zones from antlions. Thank you for taking the time to check out the G-Fizz Mega Revamp update. We're excited for you to dive into the new features and revamped NPCs. You can reach me at RawsonKellen at QuantumLeapStudios.org. Stay tuned for more updates and have fun playing G-Fizz.